Hi everybody, and welcome to Together in Style, a show about celebrating life and style. And we're doing another weddings edition today, talking with Stephanie Carmody. She's a wedding planner with Trés Chic events here in Connecticut. Welcome.
Thanks for having me. I'm so excited.
Yeah.
This is great.
This is the time of year where couples are getting engaged and planning events, but they're excited about doing everything. I know that when we got engaged, I was excited. So, I mean, as a planner, I'm sure you're getting a lot of calls, and now what to do? What do I do next?
Right, exactly. So as you know, December is pretty much the #1 month for couples to get engaged. So right now I am receiving a lot of inquiries, excited about planning their wedding, looking for month of coordination, full service planning. So it's really exciting. And what I really love to tell my brides or my future clients really is to not get overwhelmed with the wedding planning. I think what's most important is to really focus on the key elements, picking your date, picking your venue, focusing on what type of wedding you want, and then everything slowly comes from that. Then you work on focusing on selecting your vendors.
Yeah.
So I really think it's important not to get overwhelmed and feel you have to do everything all at once.
Yeah, what you're saying is so perfect. You know, brides tend to get overwhelmed when they look at the big picture.
Yes.
I always say if you take the baby steps, it's like piecing a little puzzle together, always comes together at the end.
Absolutely. It's so true. That's exactly how I feel.
And I think that you shouldn't really overwhelm yourself with so many options. I mean, there are so many things that you can look at and so many different styles. I mean, when we got engaged, we had like almost 2 years to plan our wedding event. But being a wedding photographer and filmmaker, I kept seeing different styles and different
that makes it hard.
ideas and different options, and it kept like driving me crazy. But the reality is that you need to trust your own instincts and know yourself, and really make your wedding day something that's special to you.
Right. And I think too, to that point, really, once you make your decision, stick to it. Don't second guess yourself. Don't take inspiration from Pinterest and think, oh, well, now I need to do this or add this and incorporate that. Because what happens with such sites as Pinterest, it can get very overwhelming for couples and for families, and they want to do so much with their wedding. Keep it simple, keep it elegant, and it's really going to be less stressful on everyone.
It's a beautiful point, because there's so many great ideas in the world. It's best to focus in on what you like and trust your gut instinct.
Absolutely.
And I would suppose that you're having probably a couple of other parties leading up to the wedding experience. So all of the other ideas, I'm certain, could be like showcased on those other occasions.
Well, exactly. There's so many various aspects with a wedding. There's not just the actual wedding. There's a rehearsal dinner. There's potentially an engagement party. So there's a lot of different areas and avenues for you to kind of bring some of that creativity to life. So it's not all just focused on your wedding day.
Now, I know that we mentioned that you are a planner in Connecticut. However, being so close to New York City, we've also worked with you in
New York.
City.
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
Favorite city.
Yeah.
Mine too.
Absolutely. So,
Good choice.
and it's a fantastic city to get married in, without a doubt. I mean, there's
is.
amazing locations. There's tons of different ideas and tons of different settings.
Right.
And so many different styles of events.
Absolutely.
What are some of your favorite things about the city?
I think what's exciting about the city is that you really can expect the unexpected. It could be, so many wonderful things that can happen on your day. I mean, not necessarily bad things, but it can be just so wonderful to bring to life the actual city, where I feel whereas the city, instead of being a venue, it really becomes a partner of your wedding. It just becomes an extension of your wedding, where I think even in the photos or even the day of the wedding, it becomes so much more integrated into a wedding versus just a venue or just a city, because there's so much diversity in the city. So I feel like that is really exciting to me, to see that come to life for my clients.
Yeah, we recently did a wedding film in the city, and what was fun about it was we captured a lot of time-lapse photography of the city itself.
Right.
And like you're saying, the city became a character in the film, so to speak.
That's it.
And it's kind of fun to watch how all of this is going on outside of this wedding experience.
Right.
But they're like the only two people in the world in that moment.
Right.
So.
And I think that's beautiful too. So when you capture it on video or in print or in photos, it's just so nice to have that memory and bring to life that experience.
Oh yeah, I mean, and then there are the quintessential aspects of the city. If you can have like the little black and white cookies, or you can have like your taxi cabs, or all those types of like little things. Just add something special.
Yeah. Those little nuances
to that look and that style.
Absolutely.
But the fun thing about, I would imagine, what you do is that not only have you planned weddings, but you also were a bride and you happen to be one of our brides.
Yes.
So
I know.
you are a colleague, but yet you are a client as well.
Family almost too.
I know. Seriously, clients become friends.
We'll take it.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
It's true. When you work in a business like this, you can't help but to, end up having like incredible relationships with your clients because
Absolutely.
you're working on something so special. So we've had the honor to work with you in both case scenarios.
Yes.
But for your wedding, I mean, what would you say that you did as a planner that you were so thankful as the bride that you did?
I wore two hats. I mean, my background is event planning, even before wedding planning. So I've been in events for over 20 years with major celebrities and high-end red carpet events, and I knew that I could handle my wedding. However, I was planning it remotely. We got married in Connecticut, so I was in Manhattan working at the time, planning it remotely. And what I say, the best advice I can give any bride, if you don't already have a wedding planner, really is to have someone that you can designate to kind of be there on the ground for you. Whether it's a family member, a friend, a cousin, whoever it is that you feel you can trust to kind of maybe pick up some certain things, meet with a vendor. There's so many various aspects of wedding planning. It's just nice to have someone maybe on the ground in that area to help with some of the work. Because if you're working during the week, you can only get there on the weekends. So it's really important to designate someone to help you.
I absolutely agree. And I think it's also a nice time that you get to enjoy the experience with some of the special people in your life. So it does form nice bonds.
Yeah, I was just gonna say it's a bonding moment for sure.
Without a doubt.
Now, we happen to have, to surprise for you, a sample of your wedding as well.
Because it's such an amazing job.
And you know what I loved about your wedding is that you took the time to have some lighting in the room.
Yes.
Even though it was that quintessential castle location, having a little bit of lighting as a photographer and filmmaker gives depth to the room, and so you knew to do that.
Yes.
And so I see a lot of couples skip lighting, and
I know, and it's really unfortunate because I feel that lighting really can transform an event, not just enhance, but it can really transform it. There's so many purposes and examples of lighting, not just up lighting or pin spot lighting in the room, but there's candlelight. There's so many different forms of lighting that really can enhance a room, enhance the experience, and really create memorable experiences for your guests. And like I said, that can be done through lighting, and I think that's so important, and a lot of couples do forget that, unfortunately.
yeah, I agree. Anytime a room is lit, it just makes the photographs and the video that much more spectacular. So
It brings more warmth to, I think, any image or video.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And let's face it, I know that when you recognize you're in good light, you feel beautiful.
Absolutely. Look good, feel better.
Exactly. You
Absolutely.
look good, you feel better. So I think those were fantastic tips, and I'm so happy that you were able to join us.
thanks for joining
Thank you so
us.
much. It's been a pleasure not only getting to know you and working with you, and we have so many great more weddings to work on together.
So we look forward to working with you on so many amazing events this season, and I'm so excited to talk about all of the other aspects of wedding planning. So for now, let's enjoy life together in style.
Absolutely.
Cheers.
Cheers.